So finally, chapter 1115 of One Piece got released, Continental Fragments, and this was an amazing chapter, guys. All the revelations here, Vegapunk's revelation, see the reactions of the different people we've met throughout our journey. But this was just such an amazing chapter. I think if Oda releases these kinds of chapters, I think if it's okay if he takes a break sometimes. Anyway, let's just get into the chapter. So chapter 1115, Continental Fragments, opens up with a panel of Momonosuke in Wano reacting to the information that Joyboy was also a pirate just like Luffy. We even see Tama hanging out with them. So all of the theories about Tama being ostracized because she's a Karozumi just went out of the window. Thank you, Oda. We even see the imposters way back in Sabaody, the people who impersonated the Straw Hat Pirates. Now they're stuck in a jail cell in Impel Down. And we see them impersonating the Kid Pirates this time. So fudging funny, bro. I don't know why these people showed up again. But props to them, I guess. Now, on to the big reveal. So Vegapunk basically mentions that based on the amount of poneglyphs he has, these poneglyphs depict a great war between Joyboy and the organization that is now known as the World Government. We even see the Marines reacting weirdly to this information because I don't know if they realize that they're actually the bad guys. Vegapunk states that back then, the World Government were not known as the World Government. They were just an alliance of 20 kingdoms. And Vegapunk kind of makes a prediction that the reason why the World Government or the alliance was formed in the first place because it was the only way they could have competed against Joyboy and his allies. He also particularly mentions that the war between Joyboy and the 20 kingdoms was mainly due to a clash or a difference in ideology. So we see Mars using his Conqueror's Haki to knock out all of the different transponder snails around him, and Vegapunk mentions that Joyboy lived in a technologically advanced civilization over 900 years ago, and the weapons of that era vastly surpassed the weapons we have at our disposal today. We even see the Mink's reaction to this information. It's been a while since we saw them. Really cute, I guess. We even see Foxy in a small sailboat with 3 of his crew members. I don't know why there's so few of them now. I think they kept on losing Davy back fights after they lost to the Straw Hat Pirates. That's really funny. Now we see Edison tells Toshi to just put down the barrier because he thinks that the barrier is now useless because of the strength of the 5 elders. Edison also tells Toshi to just escape on her own because Edison believes nga they have done enough for the Straw Hat Pirates. Also, just mentioning, all of the 5 elders can use Conquerors, right? That's a really huge thing. But that only applies if they can use advanced Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki Roar or Conqueror's Haki just being used normally is not that strong. And we see a hilarious scene actually. So we see Jinbei carrying Zoro, and now Zoro is conscious, right? And Jinbei apologizing to Nami for them being late. Also, Nami scolds them for being late. Like, what took them so long? It's actually really funny because obviously during these kinds of situations, Nami always takes the lead. For example, right now, Nami's taking the lead for the Straw Hats' escape. Although, obviously, Luffy is going to take charge during very critical moments. In these kinds of situations, Nami is basically the de facto captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. Now, we see Toshi feeling conflicted. She feels as if she lost her life purpose now that Stella or Vegapunk is dead. We also see Kaku's reaction to this information because I think Toshi and Kaku's situations are similar. For example, when CP9 got disbanded, Kaku probably also felt this sort of way. And so he probably feels some sort of empathy, I guess, with Toshi's situation. Now we see Oimu, Kashi, Bonnie, and Sanji trying to stop or trying to prevent Nosujiro from using a sword because they recognize that if Nosujiro uses his sword, he's going to be really, really strong. Special shout out to Sanji for falling over. I don't know how many else he's taken this arc. Now, I'm not really sure what Nosujiro means by sensing the voice of living beings. The easy answer obviously would be this is just observation haki, but maybe it's like a different ability that's only available to the 5 elders. I don't really know. I think it's just observation haki, so We even see him try to cut down Bonnie, but because Bonnie's ability ran out of time, she went back to being a kid and was able to dodge Nosujiro's attack, and Nosujiro just cut off the helm of the giant pirate's ship. Now, according to Vegapunk, the Void Century ended with Joyboy's defeat at the hands of the Alliance of the 20 Kingdoms. We see Zunisha and even the ancient robot reacting to this information because obviously these 2 individuals were allies of Joyboy during that period. Now, we see a beautiful panel spread of Nosjiro cutting in half the Labos stratum using his sword. This basically it proves that the five elders are top tier characters or top tier fighters in the One Piece universe. Now, Vegapunk states that the conflict between Joyboy and the world government or the Alliance led to irreparable damage to the world of One Piece. In particular, states that in the current world of One Piece, it is common knowledge that traveling the seas is very dangerous. This is the reason why a lot of people do not travel to different islands and meet different peoples, experience different cultures, for example, because of the dangers of the ocean. However, he mentions that 1,000 years ago, this was not the case and people were more easily able to travel to different places. The reason for the current situation in the One Piece world is because the conflict between Joyboy and the Alliance led to the entire world of the previous era being swallowed by the ocean. In particular, he mentions that the current world of One Piece are basically just continental fragments of the previous age. In the next panel, we see Kokoyashi Village. We see Genzo and Nojiko reacting to this information. Nojiko doesn't really care and just wants the Tangerine Garden. But we see Genzo, and boy, do I miss these characters. Now, Vegapunk mentions that the reason why the world government were so easily able to wipe out history is because during the period of the fight between Joyboy and the Alliance, or during the Void Century, global sea levels rose by a whole 200 meters. The Marines also react to this information in disbelief because they mentioned a warship is just 60 meters. We see people in Mocktown laugh at Vegapunk's revelation, the place where Luffy punched Bellamy's soul out of his body. And if you look at it closely, we even see Bellamy's lackey in that picture, in that panel. Now, we even see Dalton and Dr. Kureha reacting to this information. We even see Miss Golden Week way back in the Little Garden arc reacting to this information. This is so dope, seeing all these different characters reacting to the final arc of One Piece is just so amazing. Now, according to Vegapunk, the reason for the disaster during the Void Century or the rising of the sea levels was not because of a natural phenomenon, but because of a man-made disaster. The reason why Vegapunk believes this is the case is because if it was a natural disaster, there would have been signs of its occurrence centuries before it happened. But because, based on his research, no such sign occurred, he believes nga the reason why this disaster occurred is because of the use of ancient weapons technology. Now, obviously, we know that the ancient weapons still exist. First, we have Shirahoshi as Poseidon. Next, we have Pluton way back in Wano, underneath a huge body of water, I guess. Third, we have Uranus, which I think is in the hands of the world government. I think Uranus was the weapon or the ancient weapon that was used to destroy Lelouch, and the Mother Flame is just the energy source for Uranus. Now, Vegapunk mentions the entire world that these ancient weapons still exist. Obviously, we already know this once again, but having the entire world find out that these things still exist and that the war is still ongoing is such a huge deal. Because now, basically, the entire world kind of realizes that the world government is a corrupt piece of crap. Props to you, Vegapunk. You died, but you just sparked the greatest conflict in all of manga history, in all of anime history ever. Props to you. Imu doesn't really say anything for most of his appearances. So, yeah. Anyway, that ends the video. Like and subscribe if you like this video, guys, and I'll see you guys later.